Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, you might notice, we're doing 0 AD again. But this is going to be a breakdown video. It will include pretty much as I can in one video. Obviously, if the video does well, I'll push out another part 2, because there's tons to cover for this. But, let's get straight into this, shall we? So, to start with, what is 0 AD? Like, from the beginning and all that, it looks like a very Age of Empire-esque game. And you'll be correct. The 0 AD originally was a mod for Age of Empires. And the developers, Wildfire Games, as you can see down here, they decided, and they got a lot of support, to take the mod away from Age of Empires and make it into their own game. This game is completely free. As you can see, there's a donate button there. When a game has a donate button, normally it's free. And the great thing about this, because it's free, you can donate what you want, or you can choose not to donate. That's completely fine and understandable. Obviously, the more it's donated, the bigger the game can be, and the more work they can do. But pushing that to the side, it's not my game, so 0 AD is very good. It's well made. It's an alpha right now. And extremely under development. There's a few things, obviously, what needs fixing about it, but we can get into that a bit later. For your menu, you have your Learn How to Play. Highly suggest you check this out, because I came into this from an Age of Empires background, thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be easy. But actually, there's a lot more to this game. So I highly suggest you go through that. We're not going to go through that today, but okay. And then you have your single player, of course. This has matches, a campaign. Of course, you have your single player as well. This has matches. So this is your AI bot matches you can prepare, so you can give practice. It also has a quote-unquote campaign. I haven't personally played a campaign yet, so I'm not going to cover it. But all it has is a demo campaign, what's basically discovering the new maps, and it just takes you through all the new maps, basically. You also have replays, so you can look back at your previous games and watch those. And then you have multiplayer. You have obviously, multiplayer is a great function to have in a game like this. Joining game to join your friends. This doesn't have to be local. It can be anywhere. Me and Will set up a multiplayer game, and it was pretty easy actually. Obviously, you can host game using your port, stuff like that. It does take up that. Game lobby, you have to have an account, log in, you create an account, and then you can search other people's lobbies. And then, obviously, you can rewatch your multiplayer games, what I think is a great aspect of this. So if I went here, you can see all of our games that we have played. These two, what didn't go well for us. And this one, what didn't go well for us. This one went a lot better for us. And then we played all these other games as well. And we can just watch those through as we want, because they're all saved to your drive after. So, this is single player matches. So, obviously, as I mentioned before, this is against bots. You can also have it unassigned, so I could do Thomas versus unassigned. This would place me against no one, but it gives me a chance to explore the map. let's have a look at the map selection. Browse maps. These are the maps that come as a basic thing. No mods, no nothing. You have a lot of maps. They're all range for pretty easy to play to extremely difficult. For instance, this one, the 6-player map, all in the corner. You can see where it says 2, 4, 2v2, 6, 4, 4, 6, 6. This is all like how many players there's going to be in the game, or they recommend at least. So me and Will, you notice we are Free Game Fridays. We played Forest Battle. I really enjoyed this map because it's easier. In a way, it's a good starting map. I feel like this one extremely difficult. There's hardly any resources or anything like that. But overall, you have a wide variety of different maps. For this instance, we'll select this one. And then as soon as you select it, it puts in the correct amount of bots for that game. If you don't want that many bots, you just say you only want 2 players in a 4-player map. You would just set the other 2 as unassigned, and then that's that. Let's get into civilizations next. As you can see, there is a wide variety of civilizations. You have all of these, and they all have different things what they can do. And in the bottom, you can see that it comes up with a description. For instance, let's have a look at the Athenians. As the cradle of Western civilization and a birthplace of democracy, Athens were famed as a centre of arts and philosophy. The Athenians were also powerful warriors, particularly at sea. At its peak, Athens dominated a large part of Hellenic world for several decades. So it gives you basic history about each civilization. Obviously, the Romans, quite a long, lengthy description. But of course, they were extremely famous, the Romans. Everyone knows about the Romans. Okay, next, you can put in your bots as any civilization. But, of course, we're going to keep everyone as random for now. And then you have teams. For this instance, we're just going to do this. And then you also have settings for the bots. So, AI bot, AI player, you could have none, or... So if I have it as none, as you can see here, it sets it as unassigned. Or if you have it as Petrobot. Petrobot is a default bot, yada yada yada. You can see here, there's a description of what the bot's like, how difficult the bot will actually be. I find the bots really do scale. When I had me and Will were fighting medium bots, they seemed really difficult, but easy bots seemed really easy. So I don't know, maybe it's the same as Age of Empires, where if you put something on easy, it's going to be easy, but you put it on medium, suddenly it's really difficult. I tend to find anyway. But as you can see all the different percentages. If I put them on sandbox, so that'll be a minus 58%. So it's basically the easiest. For now, we're going to put them on sandbox. One last thing to cover. I'm sorry, I know it's a lot before we get into a game. But there's a lot to cover in this game. Is the game types. You have Conquest, so that's your defeating opponents by killing. You basically just have to kill everyone. And then you have the Capture the Relics, what's very Age of Empire. You basically have to go around, find the little items around the map, and the first person to have all of them wins the game. You have Regicide, defeat opponents by killing their hero. Okay, so every enemy has a hero. They'll start off with their hero, and you have to hunt him down and kill him. He normally has a lot of health and very powerful, but you know. And then you have your wonder. This is the first person to build a wonder. The wonder can be built at city stage, and it's normally extremely expensive, but once it's built, you win the game. And it's an immediate victory. And then obviously you have your game speeds. You have Turtle to Insane. This makes it the game faster or slower. So your characters will move faster or slower. For now, we're going to have it on normal. And then also, an aspect I really like about this game actually. Well, I'm not sure it's in Age of Empires or not. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. But you have a ceasefire. So a ceasefire basically means no one can attack you for a set amount of time. For this instance, we'll set it to 15 minutes so you can get an understanding and go from there. Teams are locked, so that means I can't change over to the enemy team and my friendly can't change to the enemy team either, and vice versa. And yeah. So now we're in a game. As you can see, for this map, a lot of maps are a little bit different, but for this map, we start with, and for each different team, you start with different types of units. So I've got 3 spearmen, 3 archers, and 3 quote-unquote women. They're basically your basic civilization citizens. And then obviously, as all games, you have your scout. And your scout is very useful because you can obviously see a bit more of the map and get more of an understanding of it. And also your town centre, or how they quote-unquote call it here, is the civic centre. So this is to train units and stuff like that. Interesting thing about this game is instead of ages, you have like town phase and city phase. And also, you might see this red line. Age of Empires definitely doesn't have this red line. And you might be confused, what the hell is this red line? Well, let me show you. So as you can see, I can build a house anywhere. Here. Like there. Or anywhere. Delete that for now. But, as soon as I do this, I can't build there. Because it's neutral territory. So what does that mean? If I wanted to, no, I can't. The only building I can build, only 2 buildings technically, I can build outside of neutral territory, what's the red line, is walls and lookout towers. I can't build sentry towers, I can't do storehouses, nothing like that. So it really, really does restrict a player. But how does one get around this? So, if you see here, I will build a house here, for instance. And once that house is built, in a minute, for you guys, the territory will expand. So they'll build that house. As you can see, the line is right on the edge here. And now it's expanded. Only a little bit, but each building is more of an expansion area. So, as you can see, houses only give a little bit, but each building gives a different amount, and it's dependent on like how many resources they need to take, what phase it could be, and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff it goes into, and we will get into all of that eventually. But I think we're going to pause for a minute I will get a bit closer to town phase and I'll show you how that works. One other thing I'd like to show before we go to the town phase, as you can see, is the diplomacy screen. So in the top right hand corner, you can see there's a diplomacy button with Control H. You can access that, and with this, I can go like this, and so as you can see, the ally needed wood, so I can go like this, and that will send them 100 wood. So I know the blue guy is my ally. I'm not sure where the blue guy is. I'm guessing here. And then that automatically sends them wood. But be careful when you press this, because I can accidentally send the ally wood as well. Who has done this before. You also have barter and trade. So this tells you what you're going to be selling and gaining in resources. So there is no land traders. So this is what your traders will be trading basically and buying. You also have your objectives here, what you would have set before the game, and then your game speed. So we are about to go into the town phase, but before we do that, let me show you what buildings you can actually build in the village phase. So obviously you can build your houses, helpful. Your storehouses, your farms, so your farmlands are here. You can build, they're all named after like the actual name they would give them in those times, I believe. So this is for animals, for domestic animals. This is your port. There's no sea here, so there's no reason to use a port. You got your barracks, your stables, your walls, your basic sentry towers, and a lookout tower. That is all you can build in this phase. So let's just quickly do this. You click on your main civ building, hit town phase, and then you can see it takes 22 seconds, 20, 19. Obviously I'm running Spain speed, so these seconds are not actually seconds. And this will quickly get you to town phase. As you see, Thomas has reached the town phase. So now what can I build? Wow, it really does open up the game. So I could build embassies, I can build stone walls instead of your basic wooden walls, obviously a lot stronger. Your forges, your temples, better sentry towers, and in general just better places. A forge, great thing to build. And also you can see here another civic centre. So you can have multiple civic centres to help more quickly expand your area. So what else does town phase actually do? So firstly it gives you a 30% area increase. So as you can see, now my border is all the way around here. Originally it was just about here, but now my border stretches out to here. City phase, that gives you another 50%. So eventually your area does really quickly start to expand. I'm just going to build a barracks. So the city phase, yes, now we're at the city phase. Let's get our builders. We can build monasteries, temples, elephant stables. So these are these type of strong units. Every civilization has their own quote-unquote special unit. For this civilization it's elephants, and we also have, not all civilizations have these embassies, and these allow you to build like different units and special types of units. You also have your wonder and stuff like that. Your arsenal allows you to build obviously other stuff. But let me teach you about one more thing. And then again I put them on turtle speed. They're probably all going to die, but this is just to show you. You have a yellow line and a green line. So if I got all of these guys, it comes up with a little flag icon. And as you can see, that yellow line is slowly going to go from yellow to red. The more troops you have on a building, the quicker it's going to turn. So that is you capping a building. And obviously if you cap the town centre, then obviously, again, you will capture their whole area, and then that is a very good way to expand your civilization very quickly, basically. So the best way to expand: build a bunch of units and then go capping everyone's town centres. Once you've capped a town centre, their sentry towers, and killed all their units, that is the enemy out of the game. I think overall, that is all of the basics I could teach you today. So why don't you go check out Free Game Fridays. I will put a link in the description. Check out the game. Again, link in the description. And I hope you have a good one. I'll see you again next time. Bye guys.